Fellow Lions enthusiasts, the time has come to rally your spirits and unleash that pride within. Thumbs up if you believe the roar of Detroit is primed to shake the core of the NFL. Could this be the year that sends shockwaves through the league, toppling the Giants and reclaiming the narrative of underdogs triumphant? As we dissect the latest moves across the NFL landscape, a tantalizing question lingers in the air. Would the Detroit Lions make a chase for a spirited former adversary, perhaps shaking the status quo? In the heart of all this speculation lies a name that resonates through the annals of football history, Jaire Alexander. But wait, Lions fans, before you let your dreams run wild, let's peer deeper into this storyline. Picture this, a midweek focus on the Ravens, who recently made headlines by securing Alexander on a one-year, $4 million contract after he was relinquished by the Packers. The news sent ripples through the fan base. A fresh opportunity for a previously revered player, one who's lined up against our pride at multiple crossroads, now donning a new jersey that's unmistakably infamous for its bold ambitions. The Ravens are eyeing more than just playoff contention. They aspire to ring true the bells of a Super Bowl victory. Yet, for Detroit supporters, the thought lingers, will Alexander's departure from Green Bay pave the way for redemption or steep a new trajectory of rivalry? As he steps foot into the fray of a division where defenses reign supreme, one cannot help but wonder, can he truly emerge as a powerhouse in an environment bustling with high-caliber talents such as Jamar, Chase, and T. Higgins? Or could it be that Alexander's past encounters with our Lions set a tone for what's to come in this waking drama? Historically, going head-to-head with us has not cast the best light on his performance. Across 7 matchups, his stats are more reminiscent of a shadow than a star. With only 1 interception in his career against our Lions, there's a glimmer of hope glinting in every Detroit fan's eye. Can we once more seize the advantage against him as he dons new colors? Nonetheless, for those faithful followers yearning for a glimpse at future confrontations, the most exhilarating event lies merely weeks down the road. This coming NFL season, in a clash that stirs the excitement of a potential Super Bowl preview, Alexander's new allegiance will be put to the ultimate test. Week 3 marks a date that cannot be overlooked. The Lions travel to Baltimore, setting the stage not just for a game, but a rematch of Will's one that could either herald a new chapter or reaffirm the narrative already spun from his past battles. But what if the stars align, and Alexander's long history of injuries come to overshadow his fresh start? Baltimore fans are hovering on the precipice of enthusiasm as they digest this latest acquisition, yet the weight of Alexander's injury history looms like a dark cloud over such optimism. How fitting, then, for a player weighed down by health dilemmas to tread into a showdown where he's faced no small share of embarrassment against the Lions. Could the ghosts of previous matchups echo louder than the cheers of Baltimore fandom? Understandably, the Ravens have fortified their team with a roster boasting not just Alexander's presence, but a wealth of defensive prowess, conjuring visions of formidable plays. However, the nagging question remains, what trouble could a healthy aligned Lions offense stir up against Alexander? It feels poised to ignite a thrilling saga that transcends mere competition. In such a delicate balance of offensive exuberance against defensive artistry, can the Lions leverage their experience battling against Alexander through the years? Will he step onto the field and find himself outmatched against Detroit's relentless wide receivers, who are dying to hone in on the moment when they can turn a one-time threat into just another player to eclipse? And amidst this backdrop of anticipation and fear, the whispers from team insiders tease us. Could any greater depth ever be discovered tucked within these rosters, changing the fate of our beloved Lions? The clock is ticking on our anticipation, and as the countdown to Week 3 narrows, all eyes will be watching. Will this confrontation yield the results we hope, or will it become a cautionary tale of missed chances? All of it on the line, all of it in the balance. The quest for greatness is as exhilarating as it is uncertain. So tell me, Lions fans, are you ready to witness the clash that might just reshape destiny? Buckle up, Because the emotional journey has only just begun. If your heart pounds for every yard and your spirit swells at the thought of a showdown for the ages, slam that like and let Detroit's heartbeat echo through your veins. The stage is set. Week 3 in Baltimore, where new jerseys and old grudges collide under the brightest lights. But this isn't just another Sunday afternoon, it's the Crucible, where destiny is forged and reputations are either cemented or shattered. When Jaire Alexander strides onto that gridiron in purple and black, he isn't merely a former adversary renewed. He is the embodiment of every challenge we've hurled his way, every sideline shout, every crossing route that zinned past his coverage, every moment our Lions receivers left him grasping at air. Yet here he stands again, a one-year, $4 million gamble by the Ravens, his swagger intact but his legacy on the line. Will he silence the ghost of 7 past matchups where he managed only a single interception against our offense? Or will the specter of those failures haunt him in prime time, as Detroit's aerial assault led by Swift's blistering acceleration and St. Brown's precise route running tears through his confidence like a hurricane through a tent? Inside the locker rooms where strategy is born, coaches whisper about Alexander's Achilles tendon surgery last winter and his 8 missed games in 23. They compare his post-surgery agility tests where he clocked a 4.57 40-yard dash, markedly slower than his pre-injury 4.38, to the razor-sharp reactions of our defense, where Eden Hutchinson's relentless pursuit yielded a career-high 13 sacks, and Charles Harris's 7 quarterback takedowns painted opposing QBs with panic in their eyes. Could our pass rush, fresh off a 4-sack clinic against an overmatched offensive line, collapse the pocket on Lamar Jackson so quickly that Alexander never even sees the play develop? Or will his veteran instincts allow him to shadow St. Brown on double moves and disrupt the timing between Jared Goff's laser throws and our playmakers' breakaway speed? Rival fan bases are already buzzing. Ravens supporters herald Alexander's experience, recalling his 5 Pro Bowl nods and acrobatic interceptions that once flipped games in Lambeau Field's electric atmosphere. Packers fans, still smarting from his departure, debate whether Green Bay's defense might have been savvier with him patrolling the perimeter another season. Meanwhile, Lions fans are dreaming of a 40-yard fade to Jameson Williams, where Alexander's feet betray him and our rookie sensation hauls in the winning score as Ford Field explodes in a symphony of cheers. Insiders whisper that Brad Holmes has orchestrated this narrative all along, using Alexander's Baltimore detour as a de facto audition. One final chance to prove he can beat us fair and square before he faces Detroit again at home in November, under the Thanksgiving night lights. Flashbacks to the dark days of the Calvin Johnson era flicker at the edges of memory, jaw-dropping catches that left corners in the dust and sent us to the brink of playoff glory, only to see hopes dashed by a faster, more disciplined opponent. Now, that chapter seems poised to close as the Lions front office balances the daring of youth against the steely reliability of veterans. If Alexander falters, if our offense forces him into a dreaded bite on the punk fake in a critical 3rd and long, or if Gibbs slices through the seam to pick up a clutch first down under his over-aggressive coverage, the seismic shock could ripple through Baltimore's championship aspirations. And if that happens, the narrative flips. We're no longer the underdogs who dreamed of toppling giants. We're the architects of a new order where Detroit roars louder than any legend ever dreamed. But what if the unexpected strikes? What if Alexander, galvanized by every slight and every whisper of doubt, unleashes the cornerback brilliance that once made him a household name breaking on slants with split-second precision, snatching tipped passes in the end zone for momentum-shifting pick sixes, and turning the tables on Goff with the kind of game-altering turnovers that define Hall of Fame careers? Could one electrifying performance against his most hated foe reverse the psychological advantage we built, forcing our Lions to prove again that they can adapt, overcome, and reclaim the swagger that made us the most feared offense in the NFC last season? As a Lions believer who's cheered through every impossible comeback and every heart-wrenching loss, I feel the tension coiling tighter with each passing day. The stakes have never been higher. A win catapults us toward division supremacy and sends a message that no former rival can ever rise above our roar. A loss feeds the fire of those who doubt our resilience, who see Detroit as a perennial pretender in a league ruled by dynasties. So I ask you, fellow faithful, will Jaire Alexander write a redemption story that echoes through the halls of M&T Bank Stadium? Or will he become yet another footnote in Detroit's march toward redemption? Buckle up, because this collision of legacies is about to ignite, and only one side will leave standing tall in the end.